Yo, Rover, what's up, bro? Can you hear me? How you doing, my man? How was your day so far? My nose is blocked. Okay, you guys can see my screen, right? Okay, nice, 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 bro. Oh, Nutcrackers, bro. Nutcrackers is like, I have like the Nutcracker itself, the thing, right? Is pretty scary though for me. Like I like those plays and especially Christmas time, those things, events and everything, but those are just scary, bro. For a person like me, like I don't know. What? IDOR is day 5, bro. This is day 5 of Advent of Cyber. And we are going to do Santa's Little IDOR. Hmm. Now I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yep, 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 yep. It's all about IDOR today. It's all about the big guy here. Ping him. Okay. And we got two videos here. Nice. Cool. Did this already? Have you guys done this? We need the virtual machine today, so let's start our virtual machine. And we'll start our this machine as well, target machine. I do understand what you mean now. Yes, I do understand. I'm just trying to ignore that meaning. I'm trying to. I have been doing it with you. Time to read Milo. Sounds good. Oh, you're working on that algorithm you mentioned. Okay, cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. And today is a big one. So let's get started. Let's get into our routine. Let's get into some learning and lock it, baby. Okay. So we have IDOR Task 1 Introduction, Day 5 Advent of Cyber 2025. Hopefully, tomorrow is Saturday and then it's Sunday. So the weekend starts tomorrow. I will be coming at 8 a.m. as soon as the room releases. Just letting you guys know for tomorrow. Okay, the elves of Wearville are on high alert since Max Kitty went missing. Recently, the support team has been receiving many calls from parents who can't activate vouchers of the Try Present Me website. Yo, Idor is here. Idor, today is your day, my man. Today is your day. They also mentioned they are receiving. Yo, Idor, can you send that link I asked about? Yo, Rupankar, good evening, my man. It's the IDOR day. It's the IDOR day. One second, one second, one second. Okay, everyone is here, man. Everyone is here. Okay, so let's get started with the elves of Wearville were on high alert since Mex Kitty went missing. Recently, the support team has been receiving many calls from parents who can't activate vouchers on the Try Present Me website. They also mentioned they are receiving many targeted phishing emails containing information that is not public. The support team is wary and has enlisted the help of the TBFC staff. When looking into the peculiar case, they discovered a suspiciously named account named Sir Carrot Bane, which has many vouchers assigned to it. For now, They have deleted the account and retrieved the vouchers. But something is going on. Can you help the TVFC staff investigate the Try Present Me website and fix the vulnerabilities? Learning objectives. Understand the concepts of authentication and authorization. Learn how to spot potential opportunities for secured direct object references, IDORs. Exploit IDOR to perform horizontal privilege escalation. Learn how to turn IDOR into SDOR, which is secure direct object reference. So this is nice because we will learn about the vulnerability, we will exploit it, and then we'll make it secure. Okay. So connecting to the machine, right, as mentioned, we have our attack box and the virtual machine today. You can start the attack box by top left, and this is our virtual machine. Start your target virtual machine by clicking the start machine button below. The machine will need about 2 minutes to fully boot. Additionally, start your attack box by clicking the start attack box button below. The attack box will start in split view, and you can use the show split view button to do it. So we have, this is our link for try present me. Let's go quickly and have a look. This is what I don't like about this. Can I change the document bar? No. Okay, one sec. I'll do this way. Sorry, lads, my nose is blocked right now. So we have try present me, Santa's gift registry, username, password, and the LGBTQ flag. Yo, unknown, what's up, bro? Yo, I was going through the comments and from the day one actually, and I saw your message, and you were when you mentioned you have been from day one, I saw that message and the comments. Thank you so much for that. My target machine and the attack box has started. I'm ready to learn about IDO. And also Wrench and Rover, thank you for the comments, lads. Thank you so much for the comments. Not Z-Byte, I meant Wrench. Thanks to him. Yo, Shriram, what's up, bro? Me is new. Yeah. Z-Byte, I know Wrench, it's you, man. I remember all three of your accounts. Okay. IDOR on the shelf is dangerously. I don't know. I don't know. You can ping and see. IDOR on the shelf is dangerously obvious, really. Have you ever seen a link that looks like this, in which it is awesome.website.tryhackme, track package, and then there is a package ID mentioned? Yeah, I finished this room, it's super interesting. Oh, nice, man. Yep. It's easy to remember about people than about like a lot of small details in my life. Like, I will eat food and I will forget, like, I have what I had like in 1 hour. It will take me 5-10 minutes to like memorize that or remember that. But about people, it's easy to remember things. So going back, right? Have you ever seen a website like this in which you see there is a page mentioned, but also with a question mark, there is a query here? When you saw a link like this, have you ever wondered what would happen if you simply change the package ID from 1011 to 1002, right? Or from 11 to 11 or 12? It is the simplest form. This can be a potential case of IDOR. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's a good one. IDOR stands for, I'll just remove this. Hat is not my thing. IDOR stands for Insecure Direct Object References and is the type of access control vulnerability. Web applications often use references to determine what data to return when you make a request. However, if the web server doesn't perform checks to ensure you are allowed to view that data before sending it, it can lead to serious sensitive information disclosure. A good question to ask then is, why does this happen so often? So basically, let's say you can see the package of 1002. You can see, okay, who it's coming from, who it belongs to, right? For example, Amazon package, and in North America, I don't know about India, but like in North America, I know so many cases of package being stolen from poach, right? In front of the house, basically. It's really crazy, right? So if you can see that, you can like basically find who is getting package from Amazon, just steal it. That's how, and it has been a case, right? We need to understand references. We got soaps and iPhone cases. Yeah, that's also another crazy thing. We need to understand references and web development in a bit more to answer this. Let's take a look at what a table storing these package numbers from our linking a link sorry. We need to understand references and web development a bit more to answer this. Let's take a look at what a table storing these package numbers from our link example could look like. So if a package is like, let's say 101, Alice Smith, address, delivered. Bob, deliver, or in transit, this one is out for delivery, pending, returned, all these things, right? If the user wants to know the status of their package and make a web request, the simplest method is to allow the user to simply to supply their package ID. We recover data from the database using a simple SQL query, person, address, status, from packages where package ID is based on the value you provided. Yo, Panda, we were talking about you. What's up? It's okay. I'm saying go get sleep. It's good you grinded. We are proud of you and get some sleep. However, since package ID is a sequential number, it becomes pretty obvious to guess the package IDs of other customers. And since the web application isn't verifying that the person making the request is the same person as the one who owns the package, an IDOR, oh, thank you, an IDOR vulnerability appears, allowing the attackers to recover the details for packages belonging to other users. Even worse is when a feature like this doesn't require a user to authenticate. Then there would be no way to even tell who is making the request. To dive a bit deeper, we need to understand authentication, authorization, and escalation. So, just for people who probably missed out this detail, right? We have the database here. I'll just mention it like this. So we have the database here, right? And in the database, we have certain information regarding the package. Uh, and this is a good design thing they're talking about. We have the package information here, right? Now, they're not checking properly that if I want to access this information, that's one, right? And whoever is able to retrieve this information, there are two checks that can happen. First, let's say if I try to enter a package, there is no special character, it's all sequential. If there were, like, let's say, different hash used or different things that were being used, then this it would be hard to guess the package ID. Next, if somebody is accessing the package ID, we need to authenticate. We need the authentication in place to see who tried to access that, right? So two things. First is authentication, whether this person is it's his package or not. Who is this person? Who authentication is who is this, right? Getting censored, pretty ironic. Getting oh, you're getting censored a lot. Package in the sense like like Amazon package or any type of package. It can be any package. No, no, no. Actual package. Like when I say package, it's like, yeah. But like package in the sense is like let's say Amazon package or any like delivery related one. Yeah, the delivery system like the Canada Post or India Post, right? UPS, those type of packages. Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Those type of packages, the one actually inside, like you get outside your house, right? Those packages. So there is a package table in the database, right? This is the database, DBMS. So there is a database. It has a package table, and inside that there are, in that table is mentioned, okay, what different things are there. For example, like the package name or the package ID, person, and where is the address of that person and status, right? This is the information. Nobody. No, no, no. I didn't got hacked. It was a email. And this is basically they are not authenticating. Authentication is who are you, right? Do you say if let's say I say I'm censored hacker, YouTube wants me to log in to see who am I, right? How I can say that I'm the censored hacker? By using password and multi-factor authentication, I can prove yes, I am the person I'm saying I am, right? This is authentication. Now, another case, another thing in the same realm is authorization. What is authorization? Let's say you are a student, right? As a student, inside a school, what are you allowed to do? You can go to a classroom, right? You can go to, let's say, playground, right? And you can go to the washroom, right? Place as a student you can go, but are you allowed to go to like teachers' room or staff room? Excuse me. Are you allowed to go in teachers' room or staff room? No, you're not. No, because why you're not allowed to go here is because you are not a teacher. What's your role? You're not a teacher, so you're not allowed to. But as a teacher, right, you are allowed to do all the four. As a teacher, you're allowed to go to the classroom, you're allowed to go to the playground, you're about allowed to go to the washroom, as well as you're allowed to go to the teacher's room. This thing is called authorization. Hey, you said who you are, or even you didn't say it. Authorization and authentication, you do not have to be authenticated for authorization. For example, I can access, let's say, Instagram, right? I don't have to be authenticated as a user to watch some Instagram reel. But to change, make changes in the reel, can I like it? Can I comment? Then I need authentication and I should have that authorization to comment, right? Or change something in the reel. My college faculty comes to the student's washroom, but student can't go to the faculties. Yep, yep. So basically, but at the end, hope you understand authentication and authorization in the same area of concept, but totally different concepts, right? They're in the same realm, and both are very important and talked about a lot. Next is privilege escalation. What Wrench was saying, right? Privilege escalation is basically you are a student and you are not allowed to go into the teacher's washroom as you told, right? Now, some students, like me, Wrench, and other people, they force their way in to staff washroom or teacher's washroom by making any type of like a reason saying their stomach is not doing good, they didn't see, blah blah blah, whatever, right? So what you just did here, right? You were able to escalate your privilege. You were able to like force, using force, you were able to like, become, yeah, breaker of washrooms actually. So you were able to force your way to get higher privilege or able to go to places you are not supposed to, right? Bro, that's true though. You're going to put like at the you sounds like a person who will put crackers on Diwali in teacher's washroom. Don't worry, I am also the same guy. Okay, but hope you understand, right? There is authentication, who you are, authorization, are you allowed to do this, privilege escalation, even though I'm not allowed to do this, I'm going to force myself, right, or force my way into it, right, and I will do it or get it done. Oh, they have done this. Cool. A note from one of the co-authors of this task. I'm not a fan of the vulnerability name IDOR. I refer the name authorization bypass. If French lived in US, he would have a nice ankle jewelry. That's true. If you want to understand my reasoning, expand here, and but you don't have to be bored with the titles. Okay, it doesn't obviously relate. That's actually his version of IDOR. The full term, insecure direct object reference, sounds fancy, but it doesn't really describe what's going wrong. I like this guy. The direct object reference part just means that a system uses an ID, for example, the user ID 1, right, to point to something. Same with the package. That's not the problem. The real issue is that the system doesn't check whether the person having the request is allowed to access it. A lot of people try to fix IDORs by hiding or encoding IDs. For example, changing the user 1 to user alpha beta gamma. That might make it look hard to guess, but if the server still isn't checking permissions is just as insecure, which is true, right? The vulnerability isn't about how the object is referenced, it's about missing authorization checks. That's why I refer to call it an authorization bypass instead. It explains exactly what's happening. Someone is bypassing the rules that decide who can access or change something. Whether the ID is a number, a hash, or a random string, the risk stays the same. If the server doesn't verify access, you can read more here if you want. And I'll just share this link. My nose hurts. What is it? What's the deal with IDOR? Oh, I like the title itself. Direct object reference, insecure. So they talk in their examples. Okay. Hey, you guys, go ahead, have a read after the stream. For now, let's focus on our stream. Okay. Identity defines our research or reach. Not a report. I think like they just talk about this vulnerability in their own words. Identity defines our reach. This one is, wait, hold on. It doesn't obviously. Okay. Identity defines our reach. To understand the root cause of IDOR, yeah, it is important to understand the basic principles of authentication and authorization. Like we talk right now, authentication, the process of which you verify who you are. Are you saying that you are the person you are claiming to be? For example, supplying the username and password. Yeah. Authorization, the process by which web application verifies your permissions. For example, you are allowed to visit admin page of a web application, or are you allowed to make a payment using a specific account? For example, let's say um, Amazon, right? Going back to Amazon, let's say my parents have an Amazon account, right, and they have put me into it, but I can't purchase anything, I can't make any payment things, right? Those are authorization, right? Or like in the TV, we used to have the child lock, those things. You may think that authentication only happens once when you supply your username and password, but this is actually not the case. After providing your credentials, you receive a cookie or a token called session information. Every subsequent request you make to the application includes this session information, which is verified by the application. This initial verification process is still authentication and happens for each request. This is why websites will often redirect you to the login page. It means your information has expired and thus you need re-authenticate to with your credentials to receive new session information. Was that I started looking for this stuff and to supplement my LD stuff. Yeah, yeah, it was basically a dev to like Postman almost. Okay, so what this means, right? They said so every time you're on Amazon, right? For every page you visit, you don't have to enter your username or password. What you do, you enter it once, and let's say for 24 hours, you don't have to authenticate again. How? Why? Because the Amazon will send a cookie or token to your browser in the session, right? I can show you if you go on inspect. I will do it here, right? If I go here, inspect in the browser, you will have your application. There are cookies here, right? Session storage and those information. Never share them because that's called cookie jacking or cookie hijacking, right? No, yeah, actually, I was very close. I was very close. So those sessions, those cookies are the way you don't have to authenticate or keep on saying who you are, right? After let's say for next 24 hours, you don't have to. And that also helps identify what's your authorization, who you are, all those information. So never send your cookies to anyone because that's basically giving away your password. Authorization cannot happen before authentication. If the application doesn't know who you are, it cannot verify what permission your user has. Kind of not, I won't say true, but it's okay. This is very important to remember. If your IDOR doesn't require you to authenticate, login, or provide session information, such as in our package tracking example, we will have to fix authentication first before we can say we can fix authorization issue of making sure that the user only get information about packages they own. So one thing I will make it clear, authorization cannot happen before authentication. I don't agree with that because technically, let's say if you go on Instagram and the example I gave earlier, right? I can, as a non-login user, that's my authorization too, right? What is my authorization? I'm a non-logged in user and I can just watch this reel, this one reel that was shared to me. What I can't do, I can't like scroll. Maybe let's say I can't scroll, I can't message, or I can't like delete the reel, right? But let's say if I am a logged in user, then I can watch, I can scroll, and I can message people. I still can't delete. Now, if I'm the owner of that reel, I can watch, scroll, message, or delete. You see, no login, right, or non-logged in user is also an authentication. These are just my opinion because this is like if it's not right. Explain if anybody says, "Oh, authorization cannot happen before authentication." Explain this. So, bro, there will not be any session ID. No, there will be session ID. There will be session ID. Session ID is possible because, for example, right, let me give you example. Let me open it. I don't want to share my cookies accidentally. Let's see. Now you go to Amazon, right? If I go to Amazon, I can put things in my cart, right? A session has already created as soon as I came to this website. And now let's say I want to put game puzzles, right? And I put this in my cart. Uh, add to cart, right? This is added to my cart. Now again, let's say I added this No Mercy, Uno No Mercy. I have no idea what this is, right? They always track you, yes, through your sessions. So now a session is created. How do they know that I've added these to the cart? I'm the one who added it because a session is created for this window, right? For this browser, a session is created, and I can show you here. If you take this information, right? You take this information and also my cookies, you will be able to like reach here. Here, session ID, session token. Yeah, there is no point in this one because this is like non-logged in. I do not care about this one. If you want here, I can give it to you. It doesn't matter. But if I actually logged in, then it would be hard because then there is other important things like my credit card and my Amazon, right? And that's crazy. Right now, I'm not logged in. I do not have an account, so I'm okay with that. So at the end of the day, the thing is like, was the session created? Yes, there was, right, a session created, and yes, we even though you are not logged in, a session will be created, and you just they're tracking you, like Ren said. Hopefully that makes sense, right? Okay, going next. Where were we? The last bit of theory to cover is privilege escalation types. There are two types of privilege escalation. Vertical privilege escalation. This refers to privilege escalation where you gain access to more features. For example, you may be a normal user on the application but can perform actions that can be restricted for an administrator. For example, going back, right? I could be just a logged in user. I could be just a logged in user and another logged in user or any other logged in user do not have access to this delete thing because whoever is not the owner of that particular account cannot delete those reels. But as the owner, I can delete. Now, a vertical privilege escalation, what it will do, it will say, hey, even though you don't own this account, you can act as the owner and have actions of the owner, and basically you can delete. This is the idea that even though I don't own that account, I can still delete things from that account, like an admin. Oh, nice, nice, bro. That's good. So this is like you're learning something that is actually helpful. That's good, man. And hopefully you guys understand, right? In the same vertical is in the same application on Instagram. I'm able to access the delete feature, which either the owner of that account should be or the admin, right? Those actions. Horizontal privilege. This refers to privilege escalation where you use a feature you are authorized to use but gain access to data that you are not allowed to access. For example, you should only be able to see your account, not someone else's account, right? So, again, going back to the Instagram example, now as a user, as a normal user, I should like for other people, I can see like what their name is. Let's say I can see their age, or even the address or like the IP location. Let's say I am able to see this. But as the owner of the account, I can see all the three. I'm not typing all three, but also I can have contact information like my phone number, If I'm the owner of that account, I can see the phone number associated with that account, and I can like make changes. Not make changes, but like see the phone number, see the messages. Holy, I need to get a pen or something for writing. So, what is vertical privilege escalation is that a normal user, right? I was already able to see it, but now after performing that, I'm able to access what were the messages of this person, what were the phone number, right? All this information of somebody else's account, not my account, but somebody else's account. And if you remember, this is what they were talking about in the Santa one, right? In which, going back here, right? For now, the support team is very phishing emails. Yeah, so they also, like the parents, also mentioned that they are receiving many targeted phishing emails containing information that is not public. So this could be a horizontal privilege escalation, able to see other people's information, even though you don't own that account and stuff like that. So this is horizontal. Data is horizontal. What data I can see, and here's one way to imagine. I guess I just thought of it. Vertical would be, let's say like eavesdropping, almost in the same case. Yo, why? It's okay, it's okay. So let's say I ch, or let's put wrench here, and let's say ch. Let's make wrench happy today. So wrench can see his information, right? Phone number, address, and other, like say personal information like name, blah blah blah, right? Others, blah 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 information. These are not public. Name, photos are public. This is Instagram, right? Now, same thing for me, right? I can't see Wrench's phone number, but I can see mine. And it's not public. It's because I'm the owner of this account. I'm the owner of CH account, right? Not public. But anybody on the website can see the name or photo, right? Now, Wrench, what he did, he was able to like do horizontal privilege escalation, and it's almost like looking over somebody else's shoulder, or like not shoulder, but like if you have a neighbor, you're able to see like little bit like peek into their window and see other information. So wrench is able to see my phone number and my address by looking through the window or whatever type thing. That's like the idea. You are neighbors, you're able to see other people's what's going inside their house by peeking over the windows. That's horizontal privilege escalation for you. It's about data, gaining access to data. You're not allowed to. IDOR is usually a form of horizontal privilege escalation. You're allowed to make use of track package functionality, but you should be restricted to only performing that tracking action of for packages you own. Now that we understand the theory, let's look at how to exploit IDOR practically. Iterate digits, observe responses. Let's start with the simplest example of IDOR. Yeah, I got CH info and pretend to be CH, started messaging people as CH. Yeah. Yeah, basically you can do that, right? Or you can do phishing emails, right? Or you can even blackmail me. Let's say you saw someone's photo, which is like kind of like I should not have been there, or it's kind of like it shows something which I don't want people to see. Something like that, right? It's actually all truth, and it has happened in the past, and it happens all the So iterate digits, observe responses. Let's start with the simplest example of IDOR. On the web application, let's authenticate to the application using the details below. So we will have Niels. I hate this. So in the username I have put Niels, and then the password is TryHackMe 2025. Let's log in. Hit save. Once authenticated, you should see a dashboard like this, which will have Niels information, right? ID number, address, children. Holy, below. Oh no, Bilbo. Johnny, test. Okay, and the vouchers, right? So Neil is a parent with 5 kids, and two of them have the same name. What a guy. Let's start by using the developer tools of our browser to better understand what is happening in the background. Right click on the page, inspect, then click Network tab as shown below. Now refresh the page to see what requests are being made. It should look something like this, right? So now let's do the same, but I have to make this smaller. So we can see try present me website, right? And parent dashboard. Neil is the account. I can see all the 5 kids and various vouchers, used vouchers and the available vouchers. I think it's built in Angular. Feels like it is built in Angular. Okay, now we refresh the page to see what Google asked and what is being returned. Now, one of the URLs or the API calls we see is the URL API parents view account information and the user ID as 10. So Neil's user ID, parent ID, right, is or the account ID on this is 10. Let's see if we can like probably change and see more information. Let's take a closer look at what is this one. Okay, 125. Okay. Let's take a closer look at view account info request. Click on it and you will see the following. We saw that user ID is 10, connection keep alive, content length, blah blah blah, right? Except encoding and all those stuff. In the above image, we can see user ID is the value of 10 has used for the request. If we click and expand response tab, we can see the user ID responds to our user, right? What? Oh, user ID 10, Neil, the email, Neil tester, all the other information. This tells us that the application is using our user ID as the reference for getting details. Let's see what happens when you change this. In the developer tools, navigate to the storage tab and expand local storage drop down on the left and click the URL inside. So here, this is where the cookies and all those things we were talking about, right? So let's go back. We are here. I'll go in the storage, local storage, and let's say if we can change to 11, maybe. I don't know what they want us to do. Cookie. Yep, cookies. Let's change the user ID to 11 and see what happens. Double click on the value field of the auth user data entry. Update the user ID to 11 and see if by pressing enter. Now refresh the page and all of a sudden it seems like you have a completely different user. So here we did 11. Now let's do a quick refresh. User ID still remains 11. But now instead of Neil at thm.com, we have test at test.com. and there's different IDs, address, no children, and available vouchers. So that's a really like that's I think hopefully you get the idea that by just changing this we are able to see other person's you information, right? Profile. Sure, boss. Okay. Yes. What? What? Now that we refreshed, we saw a different user. This is the simplest form of IDOR. Simply changing the user ID to something else means we can't see others' users' data. Some IDORs might be slightly more hidden. Just because you don't see a direct number doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Let's dive deeper. To continue on to the next challenge of the task, go and check the ID back to 10 using same steps you have followed above. Okay. Alternatively, you can log out of the application and log back in for the user and password. That's fine. Okay, let's just change this to user 10. Sorry, my nose is really like blocked and it's like in one of those zones is hurting. I brute force to save your time. It's 15. Thank you, man. Okay, let's have a quick look. In disguise, obvious references. Sometimes IDOR may not be as simple as just a number. In certain cases, encoding may have been even used. On the loaded profile, click the eye icon next to the first child as shown in the image below. What's going on? I won't even acknowledge such low-minded. I see. Sure, I won't like go through all the stuff. I just want to read what they are saying. So if we do here, child details, I have to make it small. So once we go here, now you go to the network tab and take a look at the request being made. You will see the request here as the child B64. B64 is base 64, and that's actually the most common encoding thing used. And then they have MG dash dash. Simply put, the MG is just the base 64 encoded version of 2. You should still perform IDO using this request, but you would have to base 64 encode the first number. In digest, object remains, right? Encoding isn't the only thing that can be used to hide potential IDOR vulnerabilities. Sometimes the value may look like a hash, such as MD5 or SHA1 hash. If you want to see what that would look like, take a look at the request that happens when you click on the edit icon next to the child. So when we do the edit, a different URL or API call is made with AI API child MD5. Hopefully you guys can see. They don't increase the image. MD5. So that's the algorithm now we know being used. While the string may look random, upon further investigation, you can see that it is a type of hash. If we understand what value was produced to generate the hash, we can perform a IDOR attack by simply replicating the hashing function. Using something like a hash identifier can help you quickly understand what hashing algorithm is being used and can often tell you what data was hashed. So they have a big database, right? They can tell what things was hashed. That was a US government with basically encoded for a user info could visit their profile and decide the person. Oh, interesting. Oh no. Nah, dude, governments are very interesting. So here we have hash identify. If we paste whatever hash, They have a very big database for these things, just like CrackStation. Sorry, man, my nose. Okay, going to our network tab again. Let's have a look at Billo or Bilbo. We see MD5 headers request. Nothing. What? What is going on? Why don't see what I want to see? There is nothing coming for headers. That's crazy. Okay, let's see local session parent Neil. If I go here, for some reason I'm not able to see these. No throttling, HTML. No headers for this request. Huh? Sorry, Raz, 1 second. So no headers are coming for anything. Okay, now it's coming, and we can see here the API for the child with MG5 as the ID, right? And then if we want to edit something, right? First view, this one. Now let's do edit, and there is MD5. Okay, great. Now this is doesn't want to work. I don't know what's going on. Why some things are working. MD5 is the best. Okay, let's see Johnny. Now we can hopefully. Uh, I don't know. Do you guys know why? Yeah, MD5 is so base 64 because what happens with the hashing algorithms, no matter what goes inside the input, let's say you put a full paragraph as input or you put just one letter, both will have, in terms of what's called length of the output, both will have the same length for hashing. Whereas encoding is different case. Uh, okay. Okay, now we have the header as well. And in the header, we can see there is assets and the file name with the MD5 mention, right? And even there is another one mentioned for MD5 with the API child MD5 and the MD5 hash. Is deterministic obviously reproducible? Sometimes you have to dig quite deep for IDOR. Sometimes IDOR is not as clear. Sometimes IDOR stems from the actual algorithm being used. In this case, let's take a look at your vouchers. While the values may look random, we need to investigate what algorithm was used to generate them. Their format looks like UUID. So let's use the website UUID decoder to try to understand what UUID format was used, or copy one of the vouchers or to the website for decoding, and you should see something like this. Okay, so let's see. Uh, you have to go to vouchers. Is this what I want? So this voucher values, let's see. This is the voucher value. Let's see what decoding gives us. Version 1 is being used. Single integer value format time clock node. So if I go like on the other ones, I want to just see quickly. So we know the UUID used. What is UUID? Explain UUID. A UUID, universally unique identifier, is a 128-bit number used to uniquely identify information in a computer system, such as a row in a database. It is a 36-digit character, blah, blah, blah. The main purpose is to provide unique identifier. So basically a string for there is no information. Decoding a UID, passing its structure to extract specific information embedded within depending on how it is generated. Pieces of information revealing time-based random name. Okay, so based on just time when it was being made, almost like that. Contents node, contents clock, contents time. So 8th of October at 3 UTC. Okay, that was great. So we'll while these look completely random, we can see that UUID version 1 was used. No, I actually haven't used UUID. I don't think so. It's like sounds like almost like a QR code, right? The issue with UUID 1 is that we know the exact date when the code was generated. We can recover the UUID. For example, suppose we knew the elves always generated vouchers between 2 and 9. Is in that case, we can create UUIDs for that entire time period, 3600 UUIDs, since we have 60 minutes and 60 seconds in a minute. So 60 times 60, 3600, which we could use in a brute force attack to aim to recover a valid voucher and get more gifts. So if I have 10 vouchers, I can create and see what all others were created. Even Google used UUID for tracking people easily, so they don't have to use cookies for cross-app access. Oh, okay. Thank you. Can you send a link in the Discord for that? That's actually an interesting thing to read, and I want to read it. Now that we have seen the various IDORs that can be found, let's discuss how to fix them and avoid them. So quickly, lads, when with the website, right? With the website, first one was basically the user ID IDOR that we changed and we got other people's user ID. Then with the MD5, we have the child's information, and we could even edit it with the MED. I typed E instead of edit. What the fuck? Edit it, right? And the last one is the vouchers, right? All these three we looked, and all were vulnerable. I will send tomorrow. Currently on phone, gonna sleep for after stream. Sounds good, bro. Don't worry. No worries. Okay. Improved design. Wait. Yeah. Improved design obliterate risk. Now that we have learned about IDOR, what IDOR is, let's discuss how to fix it. The best way to stop IDOR is to make sure the server checks who is asking for data every time. It's not enough to hide or change the ID number. The system must confirm that the logged in user is authorized to see to see our change or see or change that information. Don't rely on tricks like base64 or hashing the IDs. Those can still be accessed or decoded. Instead, keep all the real information checks on the server. Whenever a request comes in, check, does this user own or have permission to view this item? So instead of just like, oh, I'm hiding this information by doing encoding or hashing, see who is the one sending. Is this person have access to it with using session IDs or cookies and all those stuff, using passwords, stuff like that. Use random or hard to guess IDs for public links. For example, actually, if you go to um, example of Canada Post tracking number, right? If you see the example, these are longer, hard to guess numbers, right? Like a whole barcode is being scanned to do this. So it's kind of hard to just keep on generating unlimited amount of barcodes and get that done. But remember that random IDs alone don't make your app safe. Always test your app by trying to open users' data and make another user's data and making sure it's blocked. Finally, record and monitor failed access attempts. That can be early signs of someone trying to exploit an IDO. Okay, that was the stuff. So hopefully, at least like I love the whole in this whole thing. Actually, I love the side note which they made because IDOR is something I keep forgetting, but now I think I can remember the way he said it in this note. So I would highly recommend go over this note, lads, because he explains what that there is basically no authentication properly or authorization happening, and that's called IDOR, which is a very big name for something authorization not working type thing. What IDOR stands for: insecure. Yeah, this one was actually really good. It was a medium level, but like didn't feel like a medium level, but really good for information. Insecure. Uh, what's the D stands for? Direct object reference. I can never remember these. Direct object references. What type of privilege escalation are most IDOR cases? Lads, what you guys think? What type of privilege? Is it like horizontal or vertical? Yeah, it's more like a walkthrough. That's actually the right way to say it. Yeah. But I think like advent of cyber is like for everyone, so it is going to be beginner friendly. In the later stages, that's when like we have to do some hacking and stuff, I believe. But yeah, like for first 10 days, 15 days, it's going to be like this. That's so. Put in the chat right now. What do you think is what type of privilege escalation is it? Either horizontal or vertical that's more exploited, and which one is more dangerous according to you? No, that's the wrong answer, Ranch. That's the wrong answer. Try again. Lads, answer. Come on. I'm being selfish because I want you guys to chat so that I can get more, according to Google's algorithm, I can get more viewership or better like coverage. Answer it, please. If you love me, answer it. Or if you hate me, that also works. Just answer. Horizontal? Yes, sir. So most IDOR cases are horizontal because like it's you there are a lot of good ways to check for vertical one, but horizontal is hard to check, I will say. Exploiting the IDOR found in it, at least as a developer, if I'm thinking. Exploiting the IDOR found in the view accounts parameter. What is the user ID of the parent that has 10 children? So thanks to Rover, we have the answer 15 for this. For person who don't know how to do it, let me give you a quick example. So when we are going here, inspect network, right? You see the view account information user ID. Go on actually the memory one, storage one. Storage, local storage here. You just have to keep on checking and you will see the values. So just double click, we'll do 15. Thank you, Rover. And just refresh. And this guy has bunch of kids. 10. Wow. And none of them poopy. Poopy. What kind of name is that? Damn, bro. People at um, TryHackMe are having issues, man. Explain a little about the side quests, like how to submit them and what is the reward for it. Sure, I will explain after the stream. I will go a bit deep dive into it. Okay, so let's do the bonus task. If you want to dive even deeper, use either the base64 or MD5 child endpoint and try to find the ID number of the child born on this date. To make the iteration faster, consider using something like burps intruder. If you want to check your answer, click the hint on the question. So you can check the answer by clicking the hint. When you have 10K, you will make shit name for sure. That's actually a good point. That's actually a good point. Want to go even further using the parent voucher claim endpoint? Find the voucher that is valid on 20th November 2025. Insider information tells you that the voucher was generated exactly on that minute, whether between this 8 to 12 at midnight that day. What is the voucher code? Like, we can actually do this on the weekend. I right now have to go back to work. If you enjoyed today's room, check out IDOR room. I think we did this one, completed this properly. Yeah, we completed the IDOR, but we can do it again if you guys like. I think I would like to go back. This is something I will do on the weekend right now, not in the. My nose is really hurting. Okay, quick thing. Unknown one, unknown 01. I like the name. Unknown 01 asks, "What is side quest?" Where is the that thingy? Okay, just click complete. Now I want to on top. Where is the no the oh here is the guy. Explain side quest during advent of cyber and how to submit along with prizes. Yep, I'm lazy. POC. POS. Okay, it's not able to do that. That's fine. The meme I sent about it is correct. Yep, yep. Okay, side quest is basically like I'll try to find info about it. All I know about side quests is like there are extra special tickets you are given, and you get like you are put into a pool of special prizes. But because not everybody is able to do side quests, it's a hard one. You can't share it with everyone. Cyber, yeah, here. Thank you so much, Robert. So we have introduction, eligibility, entry, blah blah blah, prizes, side quest. Side quests do not share your questions, hint, including not sharing it in the video or stream, right? So I can't share it technically on stream. What are the prices about? Side quest. No. TryHackMe side quest prizes. So you get like extra vouchers and stuff as far as I remember. Like extra vouchers and you get like in a special pool of things. Last time it was side quest was like this. Could not do shit. Side quest is a series of 5 challenges in which you will help MexKitty recover access. The challenge is no additional guidance will guide you through hard. Uh, Side quest. Oh, they are just extra challenges. They are basically extra challenges. THM usually drops them during AOC, but they are way harder than the normal daily task. The main days are beginner friendly walkthrough. You can try curious. Okay, they're just extra challenges, huh? Okay, I thought last year was raffle. Last year I believe there was something about this stuff, or maybe I might be wrong. There is so many messages coming. Yo, how many people gonna sub for you to jump into snow? Can I get like a shirtless one? 750 total. Holy. Bro, like, why you guys love me? Like, why you guys so much happy when I suffer? What makes it like, what type, why it is so happy? Okay, one second, let's, one second. Yeah, you need to suffer more through code, suffer, people enjoy it, more people will join. Oh, yeah, probably people will love to join and see me suffer. But yeah, I think like there is no extra stuff this year, bro. Sorry. I thought there is always extra stuff. Ah, my bad. But what I can do is like, so I think I will ask in the try hack me Discord and then I will get you the answer. But I thought like there was always like extra prizes or something. That's why they don't like sharing or anything. This year we also invite your team to take on side quests which features advanced challenges. Side quest which will increase your chances of winning the huge. Yeah, so last year there was, you see. So last year you can take on the side quest which will increase your chances of winning the huge 100,000 prize, but this year they probably are not doing that anymore. Yeah, and you can gain points, of course, whatever. Okay, but nothing here this year. So no prizes, extra prizes this year. But yeah, they're already allowing write-ups for this. I thought side quest you can't do that till like it's over. So I think this year it doesn't matter because like there is no extra prizes, so nobody like is going hard on this. Okay, yeah. What make channel on Discord name Watch Me Struggle? Make watch me suffer. Holy, dude, you have no idea how much I've suffered already. Yeah, we can like look into that. I can do challenges, fun challenges, but like I'm not just jumping in snow every weekend, man. That's nothing. Like especially it goes to -20. Here, let me just check quickly on the side. So it will be -14, -7 to -14 on the 1st of January. What more suffering you guys want from me, man? What more suffering? But yeah, lads, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for all the help and like thank you everyone for joining. Sorry, my nose is blocked and I was like my meetings and everything. So many things are there. I need to rest a bit, which I will do on the weekend. But till then, thank you so much. Yeah, going back to slavery. Yes, that's exactly what I'm about to do. So thank you so much, lads. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining for this amazing room. And I will see you in the evening for some lead code or dice series. And remember, there won't be any lead code on the weekend, but there will still be Advent of Cyber. So I will be coming tomorrow at 8 because I won't have any meetings. Yeah, what's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, for job seeking. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Do, 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 do. And if anybody else also have question, and also for the new joinees, if anybody's here, here's the Discord link. Feel free to join. Oh, I see. No, wrench. No, 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 no. Bad boy. Oh, dude, it's hard. With like when your time schedule changes, it's very hard to sleep. I understand. I think Rover understands the most. Yeah. But yo, unknown. What was your question? You want to talk here? If you want, we can do in private as well. Let me know whatever you prefer. Is it possible to get a job outside of country or as remote or on site? Yeah, yeah. What was that guy with 5 jobs? Search this guy, Soham Parekh. I can punch you guys and you guys will. Yeah, Soham Parekh, right? This guy actually, I believe he's in India, right? He's working in India, and he has like so many like jobs in Silicon Valley. So it is possible. What you have to do, one of the best ways is go on Well Found. Well Found is basically a LinkedIn, but specifically for startups. And startups don't have those many policies, or they just want good people to join them, right? And if you can like talk to them, show them that you are able to do it, this is like a really good platform to start with. I'll drop the link here, and you just have to reach out to people, and it is very much possible to get that. That can happen because and they can just pay you to your PayPal or whatever. There's like so many ways to do it, but it is possible. To answer your question, it is very possible. Yes, hopefully, um, that helps, right? Does that help? I don't know. You can find for internships. I think I will say this is my way. As I found, right, earlier I used to just apply through LinkedIn. It worked, but nowadays it's different. So what you have to do is go on Indeed. I can't type. Go on Indeed and LinkedIn, right? See which companies are hiring for internship. There are mentions of internship, right? See which company is hiring for internship. Let's say it's company ABC. Now go to ABC's website, apply there, and make sure you have a CV. Make sure you have a CV. Nowadays, people look for CV way more than earlier. So do apply that, right? For internship, Indeed, LinkedIn, any other where you can find, apply. And there's like a lot of companies. If you're in India, right? Infosys, TCS, all these companies have internships. Apply to them, and this is the right time to apply for summer, next year summer. I'll see meet you for coding tomorrow, and I will also code in Python and beat you. Okay, sounds good, man. Have a good one, Wrench. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, unknown. Did that help? Like, go on Indeed. Just try this. Indeed, LinkedIn. Find the company. Go to their website. Apply along with the CV. CV, let's say resume is about what achievements you did. CV is like a letter explaining to the hiring manager or the person who is in charge of hiring, explaining that, hey, in my whole resume there are these many achievements, but these particular ones are how I feel like I have proved myself in the same situation, that I'm really good fit for this. So you should hire me because of these skills I have and how I do this. CV is more like a personalized paragraph. Resume is more like a general idea of what you have achieved. You don't do personal call. I did personal calls. No, I didn't mean that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, cover letter. CV is the cover letter. Yes, yes. Okay. Alrighty, lads. So I have to leave. I have to make some calls. So thank you so much. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to join the Discord. Let me know. And if you like it, like, subscribe. If you don't like it, or if you don't want to do that, I can't force you to, I guess. But give your loved ones a hug. And I will see you later tonight for some lead code or die. Yes, I will call my mom. Thank you so much. Thank you, and a big bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.